is News 3 Now at 5.
And thanks for staying with News 3 Now. The number of confirmed coronavirus cases here in Wisconsin is now exceeding more than 150, jumping by more than 30 overnight. Keely Arthur, following the latest totals, she joins us with a breakdown. Keely?
Well, Eric, these numbers are growing by the day and hitting pretty close to home. Just an hour ago, the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County announced one of its employees tested positive for COVID-19. The good news, that an employee was last at work on March 11th, and at the time they were asymptomatic. This is just one of those cases, though. Here's a quick snapshot of the state as a whole. 2,192 individuals have now been tested. We're at a positive count of 158, so only about 7% of people being tested are turning up positive for COVID-19. Dane County at 27 is second only to Milwaukee County's 62 cases, which jumped 15 in the past 24 hours. Fond du Lac County with 14 and Waukesha County with 12 cases are also now in double figures. One of the most concerning parts of all of this is the fact that a lot of these patients have been infected by community spread, which means there is not a source for the disease. For example, no one can blame it on the fact that they were traveling recently or were in contact with someone who had the disease. Eric?
All right, Keely, thank you. And among those new cases, as Keely mentioned, the first confirmed case in Sauk County. Officials say that individual had recently traveled to another state with community spread and developed symptoms shortly after. They say the individual has remained under self-quarantine since returning to Sauk County and is under frequent monitoring. President Trump was at FEMA headquarters today, where he held a conference call with the nation's governors on the nationwide response. The president pushing his administration to fast-track an anti-malaria drug as a possible coronavirus treatment.
It's shown very encouraging, very encouraging early results.
That's a drug that the president has directed us to take a closer look at as to whether an expanded use approach to that could be done to actually see if that benefits patients. And again,
the FDA commissioner says an anti-Ebola drug is also being looked at, but adds that a coronavirus vaccine is still a year away or so. The Trump administration also continuing to negotiate with Congress on a third phase coronavirus bill that could come with a price tag of $1 trillion. Could mean direct checks to eligible adults. The Wisconsin National Guard says it's posturing forces to ensure it is ready to respond to potential requests for assistance from other state agencies or communities if its assistance should be required. Approximately 300 troops have now been mobilized to state active duty. An update to a story we told you about yesterday. A doctor at Children's Wisconsin in Wauwatosa has tested positive for COVID-19. Now, the hospital is working to notify those who may have been in contact with them. The hospital says 200 people were notified. Most of them are staff members. However, none of them have yet been tested for the disease just yet. Well, more bad news today for would-be spring breakers as beaches across the country continue to close. This is video from South Florida. There are far fewer people on the beaches than what would normally be there at this generally very crowded time of the year, spring break season. Miami Mayor Carlos Jimenez has signed an executive order issuing more closures amid the COVID-19 outbreak. Today, Jimenez announced he has ordered the closing of all parks and beaches in Dade County. And in Alabama, a similar situation. Today, Alabama's governor announcing all of the state's beaches, both public and private, will be closing to help combat the spread. The order also addressed further restrictions on gatherings and restaurant and bar operations. Italy has now just surpassed China for the most number of deaths related to COVID-19. The total number of cases in the country rose to more than 41,000, which includes 5,300 new cases. The number of deaths in Italy has reached 3,405, making Italy the world's deadliest center of the coronavirus outbreak. 3 more doctors in Italy have also died from coronavirus, bringing the death toll to doctors to 10 in all. The pandemic has now infected more than 220,000 people around the world. CBS's Gwen Baumgardner reports from London.
A sign of solidarity lit up the sky in Rio, with Brazil's famous Christ the Redeemer landmark displaying all the countries grappling with the growing pandemic. In cities across China, buildings projected tributes to hospital workers fighting the coronavirus on the front line. This man says, "I'm so moved to see these photos. I know exactly who they are." Japan's deputy prime minister calls the upcoming Summer Olympics cursed. The torch handover ceremony went on in the Greek capital Thursday without spectators. Here in London, where the virus is spreading faster than other areas of the UK, parts of the subway system are shut down with more and more people working from home. Those without childcare are getting creative. These dads are using their babies in their outdoor fitness routines. More countries in Europe are feeling the strain of the virus, with cities enforcing curfews. France is on total lockdown, and police have issued more than 4,000 tickets to those ignoring the mandate. Across the globe, people are helping how they can. In Ukraine, seamstresses are stitching thousands of face masks with gauze donated from local pharmacies. And in India, a police video has gone viral, with officers donning face masks and dancing to highlight the importance of hand washing as the fight against the coronavirus goes on. Gwen Baumgartner, CBS News, London.
COVID-19 has killed more than 9,000 people around the world. About 85,000 people, however, have recovered. An inflatable hospital to treat coronavirus patients was installed this week in the city of Pachuca in central Mexico. The hospital is Spanish-made and has the capacity to serve up to 50 patients and has an intensive care unit. Officials say the hospital was installed to prevent the collapse of the state's hospital network. As of yesterday, Mexico had 180 reported cases of coronavirus and 1 death. 2 Wisconsin-based retail giants announced today they will be closing for the next few weeks. Kohl's says it'll be closing all of its stores, more than 1,000 of them nationwide, at 7 o'clock tonight. They will not reopen until at least April 1st. And Land's End is also closing 24 retail outlets through March 29th. The company says employees will be paid for the hours they were scheduled to work during that time. Pilates-based workout company Solid Core is laying off 98% of its workforce. Founder and CEO Ann Mollum says 72 studios across the country, including the Madison location at Hilldale, have been shut down due to coronavirus. She wrote in an emotional email that, quote, making this decision is the only chance to be standing at the end of this so that our people have a job to come back to. 13 employees will remain at the company working at reduced salaries. Mollum says she has foregone 100% of her salary to pay for employee health care through the end of April. Harley-Davidson has temporarily suspended production at its 3 U.S. manufacturing plants after an employee at its Milwaukee facility tested positive for coronavirus. This affects Wisconsin facilities in Menominee Falls and Tomahawk, and another one in York, Pennsylvania. A total of 2,000 union-represented employees. The company said the majority of its U.S. production employees will be on temporary layoff with medical benefits. Ford and GM are in conversations with the Trump administration about potentially building medical equipment, particularly ventilators. It comes a day after the big 3 in Detroit. Ford, GM, and Fiat Chrysler announced they would be temporarily suspending all production of vehicles. Ford and GM say they are both ready to offer any help that may be needed. Flights from around the globe are being diverted away from McCarran Airport in Las Vegas, and air traffic control there being tested for COVID-19. The air traffic control tower now is temporarily closed. The FAA originally reported the air traffic controller tested positive, but then later amended the statement saying the person, quote, potentially tested positive. Just yesterday, 3 air traffic controllers at Midway Airport in Chicago tested positive. Geo's Garden in Middleton, a therapeutic respite center that serves some of the most vulnerable children in our community, is closed out of an abundance of caution now. That facility sees children from birth to 7 years old who have a variety of special needs and immune-compromised systems. It's also because those children are at such high risk, the center decided to close for the time being. Many Geo's kids who do get a normal cold or sickness have a harder time getting over it.
It's because they are so they can be extra vulnerable. We want to just, again, out of precaution, just stay at home and be safe.
And during the closure, the staff will be making improvements to the home as well as continuing working on new programs for the children that will be waiting for them once the respite center reopens. The Wisconsin Democratic Party has canceled all of its congressional district conventions and scaled back the planned statewide convention this summer. The party's administrative committee voted to cancel the meetings and reduce the state convention from 2 to 1 day. It'll take place on June 12th. Absentee ballot requests for Wisconsin's April 7th presidential primary have now hit record territory. Local clerks say they've been processing more requests than at any point in state history for a spring election. Total requests have topped 315,000, shattering the previous record for a spring election set just 4 years ago in 2016. Some non-coronavirus news. Hawaii Representative Tulsi Gabbard has officially ended her 2020 presidential campaign. Today she announced she will be endorsing Joe Biden as well. Turning things over to weather now. Our chances for severe weather are slowly dwindling, but some more rain not out of the question. Let's check your first warn forecast. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Well, we're watching rain across southern Wisconsin. That's actually cooled things down a little bit and makes the severe weather a little bit less likely here, but not too far to our south is a different story. And the rain is kind of coming to an end, at least for the time being, south of Madison. But you can see to our south and west, some strong to severe thunderstorms have been developing over western Iowa, and a tornado watch is in effect for much of central and southern Iowa until 10 p.m. Storm Prediction Center still has a slight risk of severe thunderstorms near the Illinois state line. That's where the most likely threat for severe weather will be. Rainfall amounts generally will be about a third to a half inch, but we could see some heavier amounts in excess of an inch and heavier thunderstorms. At the tail end of the storm, late tonight and tomorrow, it's possible there could be some very light snow accumulations of an inch or two, mainly very late tonight into early tomorrow morning before it comes to an end. Otherwise, look for the rain and snow to come to an end by early tomorrow morning. We'll see some sunshine in the afternoon, but it'll be windy and colder with a high of 37. The weekend will be chilly, but we'll see a warm up next week. I'll have more details on weather in a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. And still ahead tonight at 5, we'll introduce you to the Go-Go Girls doing something good for the community in this time of need. And then at 6, a message from Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway. Make sure everyone can get their essential items. And getting a look at the stock market tonight, modest gains after another day of volatility. The Dow ended up 188 points. The S&P 500 jumped 11, while the NASDAQ added 161 points. Stay with us.
4 days only, Friday through Monday. Take an extra 30% off all clearance items. Plus, get our lowest finance offer store-wide. Look at what $5.99 or just $10 a month buys. And get free shipping with no minimum. Only at Slumberland Furniture.
It's time to spring forward and embrace the longer, brighter days ahead. It's also the time to get your home improvement projects going with 33% off windows, siding, and doors at Feldco. Plus, no interest until 2021. Kickstart your season. Save some serious cash and let the good times roll. Feldco, improving lives one home at a time.
33% off ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
You call me devious, but you don't understand that all I am is a little mysterious.
So what do you think?
I love it.
Get more help with your laundry at the laundry cleanup sale now at the Brothers Maine. Save time and money with the latest in laundry from Whirlpool, Maytag, and Amana. Maine means more with free delivery on washer-dryer pairs and our risk-free 30-day price and satisfaction guarantee, so you'll be 100% confident with your purchase. That's why we're the More Store. It's the laundry cleanup sale with more selection, more savings, and more help with your laundry. Only at the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
When we face adversity, we find a way through it. It's about taking care of each other. It's the small parts that make a big difference. At Chevy, we promise to do ours. We're offering Chevy owners complimentary OnStar Crisis Assist services and Wi-Fi data. If you need a new Chevy, interest-free financing for 84 months with deferred payments for 120 days on many of our most popular models. You may even shop online and take delivery at home. It's just our way of doing our part.
4 days only, Friday through Monday. Take an extra 30% off all clearance items. Plus, get our lowest finance offer store-wide. Look at what $5.99 or just $10 a month buys. And get free shipping with no minimum. Only at Slumberland Furniture.
Tonight at 6, how hospitals are preparing for a potential lack of beds as COVID-19 spreads. And teenagers are helping those who cannot get to the grocery store. We'll introduce you to the Go-Go Girls at 6.
Russian intruders are making their moves on social media to disrupt U.S. elections.
This blurry distinction between foreign and domestic groups pose a lot of challenges to tech platforms.
Can they be stopped? News 3 Now investigates tonight at 10.
Welcome back. A Madison woman is fundraising to support local healthcare workers with Stay Home, Send Pizza, and you can help. The fundraiser has a goal of sending pizza to 150 nurses, residents, and doctors at UW Hospital in Madison. They'll be purchasing those pizzas from Ian's on State Street in an effort to also support local businesses. Organizers say it's a simple way to show the community is here to support them.
I really hope that the healthcare workers know that we're taking this seriously by staying home and that we're supporting them in all of their efforts that they're doing. They're working really long hours, they're really putting themselves in stressful situations, and that we're just really thankful.
At $15 per pizza, the fundraiser has a goal of raising $850. You can find a link to the GoFundMe on our website, channel3000.com. Most of us are stocking up, preparing to stay home for a while, but what about those who don't feel like they can safely go to the store? Our Gabriella Becerra joins us now live to introduce us to some young people ready to step in and help. Gabby?
Well, Eric, grocery stores like Woodman's have been packed for almost a week now, and because of that, those who are most at risk in our community can be compromised just by being in that crowd. But that's where a group of young Madison teenagers are stepping up to help. They're not quite old enough to drive yet, or even hold a part-time job. But 3 8th graders saw a need in their community.
We buy the groceries first, and then they pay us later when we get to their house and drop it off.
Lillian Reiner, Nairi Pipson, and Eudora Tevitt are going grocery shopping so those at risk to coronavirus don't have to.
We didn't really know how big it would get. We sort of thought it wasn't going to be that big, like it wasn't going to be a big deal.
Yeah, just help a few people out, but then it really started to make a difference.
They're facing the same limitations everyone else is seeing.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of empty shelves, and there's also limiting to one per family.
Yeah,
so sometimes
one carton of eggs or one.
Yeah, so that's sometimes kind of hard to fit the order. So we just kind of contact them and ask what they think would be best if they want something else instead. Or
although the girls don't fall into the at-risk category, they're still taking precaution to protect themselves and others.
So we've made sure that we're washing our hands a lot, and when we're going shopping, we make sure to wipe off the carts before we use them too.
And while fighting an invisible virus can make a lot of us feel helpless, these girls are proving that's not always the case.
We never really thought we could do a lot about it because it wasn't really in our control, but there's always something you can do.
Starting in April, the girls will be busy again with their 8th grade classwork that's now all online, so they say they will still have time to help out.
Oh, what a great gesture from those kids. Gabby, thank you. She's out in the rain, Gary, for that live shot. We've had quite a bit falling today.
Yeah, generally around a ½ inch to an inch of rain over southern Wisconsin, and it's not done yet. Let's start out by taking a look at an alert day that remains in the forecast for tonight for evening thunderstorms. Some of those could produce some heavy downpours and maybe up to an additional inch of rain in a few spots. And there's also an outside threat of a strong to severe thunderstorm. And then the precipitation will change to a mix of rain and snow, or even some light snow by tomorrow morning with maybe a quick inch or two before it comes to an end. On high-resolution Doppler radar, you can see the steady rain that we've had most of the day that started out with a few thunderstorms lifting to the north. A little bit of a break here, and then in the warmer air, right ahead of the cold front, some strong to severe thunderstorms developing over western portions of Iowa, and a tornado watch is in effect for much of central and southern Iowa until midnight tonight, or until 11 p.m. The Storm Prediction Center does have a slight risk of severe thunderstorms just across the Wisconsin-Illinois state line, with a marginal risk for maybe a couple of thunderstorms with wind and hail as far north as Madison. But the tornado threat looks like it'll be higher down to the south, as well as straight line winds. Those fast-moving thunderstorms could bring 60 to 70 mile per hour winds over much of central and southern Iowa, as well as the potential for large hail, and maybe even baseball-sized hail or larger in the hatched area across southwestern Iowa. But the tornado threat, again, highest across Iowa. Just a very outside risk that a strong thunderstorm could produce a weak tornado as it crosses over the Wisconsin-Illinois state line at some point this evening. Rainfall amounts generally will be in the 1/3 to a ½ inch from here on out, but again, you can see these areas of higher rainfall totals. Those are the heavier thunderstorms, and those could dump a quick inch of rain if you get stuck underneath one of those, and that could lead to some localized flooding problems. And then at the tail end of everything, we'll see some light snow late tonight into early tomorrow morning, maybe a 1 to 2 inch snowfall amount in the far northwestern parts of our viewing area, heavier amounts of about 3 to 6 inches over northwestern Wisconsin and central Minnesota. So 3 things to know in the forecast. Evening thunderstorms will give way to that rain changing to a mix or light snow by early tomorrow morning. That will end pretty quickly, and then we'll turn windy and colder tomorrow with high temperatures only in the upper 30s. Might even see some sunshine in the afternoon. On weather track, you can see the first surge of moisture coming through. The severe weather is actually just ahead of the snow farther out to the west. So you have severe thunderstorms right along the warm front here and snow just west of the cold front. The low pressure system will track almost directly over Wisconsin. So you can see we'll see thunderstorms to start out with, and then a mixture of rain and snow, because look at the difference in temperatures. 56 in Des Moines, Iowa, only 33 in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. So that big temperature contrast located just to our north and to our west. Our forecast for tomorrow calls for cloudy skies with rain and snow ending early. Then it'll turn windy and cooler with some sunshine in the afternoon, high 37. On future track, the rain lifts to the north, then some thunderstorms during the late evening and early overnight hours, mixing with their changing to snow by morning, and then that ends. We'll see some clearing tomorrow with highs in the upper 30s, cold for tomorrow night, and then temperatures only in the mid-30s for Saturday with partly sunny skies. Rainfall amounts 1/3 to 1/2 inch, but again, some heavier amounts and heavier thunderstorms, and maybe a 1 to 2 inch snowfall north and west of Madison early tomorrow morning. 7 to 10 day forecast, chilly for the weekend. Temperatures will actually be above normal much of next week with some shower chances, especially from Wednesday afternoon into Thursday, ending as a mix of rain and snow early on Friday. As we take a look at first warn traffic, even though the roads are wet, look at how light the traffic is right now on the Beltline as everybody continues to stay home. Right now, traffic moving at the posted speed limits on the Beltline, as well as I-39, 90, and 94 on the east side of Madison. Right now, only a 14-minute commute on either way on the Beltline from University Avenue to the interstate. Heading out of Madison, 25 minutes down to Janesville on I-39, 90 from the Beltline southward, 16 minutes to Sauk City on US 12, and 14 minutes to Sun Prairie on East Washington Avenue and US 151. That's your News 3 Now First Warn traffic.
Gary, thank you. And still to come at 5 with the continued spread of coronavirus, how one local company is doing a little improvising to stay in business. Stay with us.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Save at Wild East Town Honda on over 400 new Hondas. Lease a new all-wheel drive CR-V for only $239. Just $239 at Wild East Town Honda in Madison. It's gotta be wild.
Increase your home's livable space with a Champion sunroom custom built to fit your home. Right now, Champion sunrooms are 20% off.
The sunroom has now become our family room, and we live in our sunroom.
Champion sunrooms are made to fit your lifestyle and are backed by our exclusive warranty.
The number of custom options for our sunroom were endless.
Save 20% on a new sunroom your family can enjoy all year long. Book your free in-home consultation online or call 888-930-CHAMPION today.
Hi, I'm Brian from McGann Furniture in Baraboo. What does free mean? No cost, right? We've all seen ads about free things included with your purchase. Free carpet pad or installation with your carpet, free love seat with your sofa, 2 window blinds for the price of 1. But we know better, right? At McGann's, free means free. Free delivery and setup with purchases of $500 or more within 50 miles of Baraboo. Shop McGann Furniture in downtown Baraboo. You'll be glad you did.
Pills. You crush them. Kind of. Kale. You eat it for breakfast. Sometimes. You go far to eliminate stubborn fat, but sometimes life gets in the way. Cool Sculpting takes you further. A non-surgical treatment that targets, freezes, and eliminates treated fat cells. Discuss Cool Sculpting with your doctor. Some common side effects include temporary numbness, discomfort, and swelling. Don't imagine results. See them. Cool Sculpting. Take yourself further. Go to coolsculpting.com for a chance to win $25,000.
Your eyes are everything. They're how you see the world and connect with others. At Shopco Optical, your eyes are everything to us too, which is why we offer everything to help you see better and look better. A huge selection of designer frames, convenient locations, and experienced optometrists. We're Shopco Optical. You'll see. Right now, get 30% off frames with any lens purchase.
Make time to escape to the coast and enjoy 60 miles of beautiful beaches and let the sound of the ocean's tide take you to your happy place. Now's the perfect time to book your spring getaway to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Besides, you deserve it. Seize your moment now and come, let go, and unwind on Myrtle Beach Time.
Let go and unwind on Myrtle Beach Time.
At Wild East Town Honda on over 400 new Hondas. Lease a new all-wheel drive Pilot with leather and sunroof for only $329. Just $329 at Wild East Town Honda in Madison. It's gotta be wild.
Welcome back. Amid all the mandatory closings, local businesses have to do a little improvising, and that's exactly what they're doing at Fired Up Pottery in Madison. The owner says they're going back to some good old-fashioned window shopping, offering kids and families a fun activity to do while at home. You can call ahead, pick out your pottery over the phone, pick out your paint colors, and Fired Up will deliver it all right to your door. When you're done painting it, bring it back to the store, and they'll have it ready for you in about a week.
This could be something that we don't discontinue when life gets back to normal. So this could be something that we do continue on past this because we're listening to our customers and we're trying to respond and help them out and make everybody's lives a little bit better.
Kind of a clever little deal, isn't it? They add their firing temperatures, by the way, are hot enough to kill any viruses. As the economic impact of coronavirus spreads, unemployment claims have now soared to their highest level since 2017. There are reports of state unemployment websites actually crashing as people rush to file claims nationwide. CBS News correspondent Natalie Brand reports from Capitol Hill on the efforts to stem the impact.
A nurse will come down and evaluate you.
Uncertainty around the coronavirus has spared no city, no industry, from the Las Vegas Strip to auto plants in the Midwest.
This is something we've never faced before, a coronavirus like this.
The Labor Department reported Thursday that applications for benefits jumped by 70,000 to 281,000 last week, the highest one-week increase since 1992. Analysts say the surge likely underestimates the true number of unemployed workers because many states have reported layoff spikes in just the last few days as more businesses and restaurants close their doors or alter their hours.
How are you going to survive? Are you going to pay your bills? How long?
The federal government is allowing states to expand eligibility for unemployment benefits due to the coronavirus, and a newly passed relief bill provides increased funding for benefits. But as lawmakers work on a much bigger stimulus package, some analysts predict the U.S. could still see several million jobs lost by summertime.
We have to keep employers on their feet. We have to keep those jobs open. And so the biggest thing that we can do is support employers as they support their employees.
Workers who remember the rough times of the Great Recession.
You just have to come back. We come back from 2009 and we'll survive this.
Are holding out hope this too will pass. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The Labor Department report cited increased layoffs in the accommodation, food services, transportation, and warehouse industries. Stay with us. We'll have a final check of your first warn forecast in just a moment.
He beat me with a bat, dumped me in a garbage can, left me to die in a freezing cold storage locker. When I was rescued, I thought my ordeal was over, but I was wrong. The legal system sometimes made me feel like a victim all over again, like my voice didn't matter. Marcy's Law gives crime victims equal rights, ensuring their voices are always heard. Anyone can be a victim. Please vote yes on additional rights for crime victims.
Only the 5 and Up lineup from Pizza Hut lets you get some of these, a bunch of these, or all of these. Starting at just $5 each when you choose 2 or more. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Start your next project and save big money now at Menards. Over 230 in-stock Fight electric LED bulbs are on sale. Get these 10 packs of LED 60-watt equivalent bulbs for only $10.99 each. Find your style with over 50 in-stock Patriot Lighting ceiling fans on sale. This LED 52-inch Lincoln Park ceiling fan comes in an oil-rubbed bronze finish. Right now, only $59.99. These deals are going on now during Menards Think Spring Sale.
Save big money at Menards.
You take care now. Bye, Jen.
You did it. You told her that during Steinhoffel's employee family price sale, everyone gets the employee discount.
I couldn't do it.
Give me one good reason why. Is that me?
Steinhoffel's employee family price sale has been extended. This is your last chance to get 40% off on the largest selection of the best brands at the best prices. It's Steinhoffel's employee family price sale.
There's always next year.
Or never.
Live your best life.
Ford Escape. Drive it home today with FlexBuy and get 0 for 66-month financing plus $2,000 cash back when you finance through Ford Credit.
After 30 years, Wisconsin Craft Market is closing its doors forever. Get unbelievable craft deals now. Shop our going out of business sale. Hurry in for the best selection at Wisconsin Craft Market.
My money should work as hard as I do. So I use my Freedom Unlimited card to buy all the latest tech stuff. Today, I'm earning on a charger.
So just the charger then?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Earn 1.5% cash back on everything you buy with Freedom Unlimited. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Get the facts with Reality Check, only on News 3 Now.
Tonight on the CBS Evening News, coronavirus cases soaring in America, increasing by 50% overnight. The latest on testing efforts and how the government is now fast-tracking possible new treatments. Could they help in the battle against the pandemic? Plus, American industries stepping up. Could cruise ships and hotels now be used as hospitals? And we'll meet some dedicated volunteers, making sure no one goes hungry, even in times of crisis. That's all tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
And Gary's back. Final check of the forecast. What's happening out there?
Yeah, one surge of rain lifting to the north. Some thunderstorms in Iowa will be heading in later on this evening. They'll weaken as they push into southern Wisconsin, but we'll have to keep an eye out, see if they can bring some heavy downpours. You can see a little bit of a break south of Madison. Right now, flood watch is in effect for the Pecatonica River, the Sugar River, and the Rock River, with perhaps an additional 1/3 to a 1/2 inch of rain, but locally up to an inch in some spots.
Well, we're back with more updates in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6.